it's great to be with you. I'm president of Rutgers AAUP-AFT, and we represent faculty, grad workers, postdocs, and counselors at Rutgers. I'm also a professor of media studies in the School of Communication and Information at Rutgers. First, I want to thank the many for making this critical space to discuss a just budget for all New Jersey residents. It's an honor to share this event with such important leaders across the state, and we stand in solidarity with the important demands that have already been highlighted. I also want to just briefly say that we were gratified to see the public higher education got a full appropriation in the last budget year. As everyone knows, higher ed has been hit hard by the pandemic, and we appreciate the leadership of the governor and legislature. On a broad level, currently my union is supporting a national campaign for a new deal for higher education. This new deal calls for greater direct federal investment in our public colleges and universities, which have seen massive disinvestment over the years. Much of this money would be directed at student success, more full-time faculty, fair treatment of adjunct faculty, smaller classrooms, and debt-free graduation. The new deal for higher ed also calls for the cancellation of student debt for existing debt holders and the conversion of loans to grants for current and future students. Alongside that national campaign, here in Jersey, we are calling on it for a new deal for Rutgers and a new deal for public higher education. This new deal should focus on making all workers on our campuses more secure, from staff to our adjuncts, while attracting and retaining a world-class and diverse faculty that this great state deserves. But in particular, this new deal for higher ed in New Jersey should focus on New Jersey students. So now we call on our elected leaders to extend debt-free 2-year public higher education to our 4-year and research universities through increased operating aid and more direct aid to students. Specifically, we need funding increased so that tuition can be frozen, if not lowered or eliminated, in the coming year. This will have the greatest impact on our students' ability to persist and succeed. So many are struggling both economically, but also academically and mentally, given the strains of the pandemic. All state funds for higher education in the upcoming budget should be targeted to student success and the faculty and staff that are critical to student persistence and graduation. Academic and mental health counseling should be prioritized in new state funding and in the use of COVID relief funds. The Education Opportunity Fund program is a great example of what needs to be expanded at this very moment. Otherwise, we risk our most vulnerable students dropping out or taking years longer to complete their degrees with ever-mounting and insurmountable debt. These are truly questions of equity for our communities of color in particular. Our priority should be for the common good of all residents of New Jersey and the future of our democracy. Thank you so much.